What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mac's Grill Shack. My name is Shane, and today we are firing up the Gozney Dome once again. And this time we are going to skewer up some pork belly on my new Churrasco skewer. It's gonna be good, so stick around. And first things first, we need to get our Gozney Dome preheated, and I got a few oak splits off to the side here, so we're just going to get ourselves a little fire built right in the center. I got the wood rack accessory here, and I'm just going to throw a few of these splits on there and get her going. Put my tumbleweed in the bottom here. Right, got my temperature gauge turned on, and kind of exciting time. First fire in the dome with the new setup. I got my chimney stack vented out of the grill shack here, so I'm excited to give this a try. Let's fire it up. There she goes. Okay, and I don't have many splits of oak in there. I'm going to try and maintain a lower temperature on this one, and see how we can do controlling that. And also going to see how well my my chimney here works. Okay, we got the dome preheating here now, getting the fire going. Going to let it warm up. While that gets going, we are going to prep up our pork belly. So I have a little slab of pork belly here. It started off as a big slab, and yesterday I made a big batch of pork belly burnt ends for a friend's birthday. That always goes over well. I think they lasted like 10 minutes. But I saved myself a little piece here to try something else out with today. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, to be honest. Kind of an awkward cut. It was kind of a really uneven piece. That's why I didn't really use it for the burnt ends. But I just happened to pick up a new toy the other day, and I figured, well, why not give it a go? So this is forged Churrasco Skewer, V Skewer, and I figured, you know what? Why not try and skewer up some pork belly and grill it in the dome? So we're gonna see how this goes. Definitely a bit of a trial here, first attempt, but I think it's gonna be fun. So first things first here, I am going to cut up this pork belly a little bit. As you can see, it's quite thick and fatty on this end, and really lean on this end. So it's also, I don't know, maybe 2.5 inches wide here. Wider than it needs to be for what I want to do, so I'm just going to slice this right down the middle in two. Alright, there we got 2 pieces. There's a really loose flap of meat here hanging off. I'm just going to get rid of for right now. So there we have it, 2 kind of thin strips of pork belly, and I think what my plan is here, start from the thin end. I'm going to roll this up nice and tight, and leave the thick fatty end exposed, and get this through the skewers and get them in the dome. But first things first, actually this one's got some loose bits I'm going to get rid of too. But going to get these seasoned up here first while we preheat. Okay, and we're not going to do anything too crazy as far as the seasoning goes today. Honestly, I'm just grabbing what I got in the cupboard, and of course we'll start with a little salt and pepper. So hit this with a bit of salt first. Make sure to get all sides. Next we'll hit it with a little bit of black pepper. Next I'm going to hit it with a little hot smoked paprika. A little bit of onion powder. A little bit of garlic powder. Alright, I do have a little bit of brown sugar here. I'm kind of thinking I want to go for a bit of a sweet heat, a little savory. I am a little bit concerned of the brown sugar burning up a little too much in there, so kind of contemplated this, but maybe what I'll do is I'll leave the top portion unseasoned from the brown sugar. I'll try to get the inside a little bit more where it's going to be rolled up, and just to add a little bit of sweetness in there. Alright, got a little bit of brown sugar on there. And lastly, just going to hit this once again here with a little bit of crushed chili flakes, just to add a nice little bit of kick here. Alright, there we go, all seasoned up. I think I'm just going to let this sweat out on the board for just a couple of minutes here. This is something you could certainly do ahead of time and let it sit in the fridge for a few hours and let those flavors really come together. But I think we'll be just fine. And like I said, we're going to let this sit out here for a couple minutes, and then we're going to get it on our Churrasco skewer. Okay, we got good fire established here, so at this point I'm going to move the wood rack and my fire over into the corner where it fits here. Tuck that in. And right now we're running 630 ambient. I know my stones aren't going to be there yet, but honestly that doesn't really matter too much for this cook. I really don't want it to be too hot. It's already hotter than I want. I'm thinking maybe around 500 degrees max would be nice. So I'm just going to let this burn out a little bit and get these pork belly strips on our Churrasco skewer. So I am just going to try to roll these up nice and tight, kind of stretch them a little bit here, just to keep it really compact. I've never done this before, but this is what I think makes sense. Let's go right through here. Alright, there we go. We got the first one on. And there is number two. Skewered up. Looks good to me. And what my plan here was, initially I was thinking I was going to put them directly just in a flat cast iron plate. I think that just maybe runs the risk of getting to be a little too intense a heat on the cast iron side, directly on the heat. And typically when you're using a skewer like this, you're going to have it suspended over a fire. I didn't really have that option in the pizza oven right now, so my thought process here was to set them in my Lodge cast iron just like this over top, and kind of let them get that radiant heat from the cast iron, the flame roll over top from the wood fire, and kind of flip them as need be here. I think this is going to work, time will tell, but I think it's a fun experiment. So I'm just going to wait for the fire to calm down just a little bit yet. Right now we're about 550, slowly dropping, but getting really close to where I want to be temperature-wise to get these pork bellies in. Okay, so the dome has dropped down to right about 500 degrees right now. We're slowly dropping in temperature. I'm going to try 500. We'll see how that goes. And I think what I'm going to try to do is go a little bit lower longer. Near the end, we could always crank up the heat, make sure we get that fat rendered down nicely and a little bit crispy on the outside here. So let's go. Let's get this in the dome. Alright, and just like that, we're going to let this cook for a while, keep an eye on it, and see how it goes. Okay, so we're sitting right around 530 degrees right now. As you can see, we're starting to get some nice color in there. And basically what I'm doing right now is just sitting beside the oven here and kind of constantly rotating this, adjusting the positioning so it's cooking as evenly as possible. And I'm having a good time. This is fun. I think this little method I've rigged up here last minute is actually working out pretty good. I'm really excited to try this. Having a fun time sitting beside the dome, spinning some meat on a skewer. Good time for me. Still sitting right around 530 degrees. Seems to be working out as a good temperature so far. Definitely rendering out lots of nice fat here, but not doesn't seem too intensive a heat. It's pretty hot. We're getting a couple of charred up edges on there, but I think those will be pretty tasty. Okay, we're still cruising right along here. Pork belly's definitely starting to get some nice color on it. A little bit charred on a couple of the edges. I'm trying to maintain as low a temperature as I can without dropping off too low. Currently sitting at 467 Fahrenheit, so certainly not too hot. I am starting to drop temperature here, but I'm crisping up pretty good on a few of the edges, so I'm just going to try and maintain a low temperature just to kind of finish the cook off through. And while we're here, I'll give the internal a quick read in the center. I think we're doing pretty good. You know, we're mid 180s in the center. So obviously for a really tender bite of pork belly, you're going to be going just north of 200 internal. I don't think I want to be that well done inside. I still want a little bit of texture to it, so I think we're pretty close. So what I'm going to do here right now quickly is add one more little split on top. give that a second to get going. And I've got some of Mike's hot honey here. So I'm gonna pull this out, give it a nice little drizzle all around, and get it back in there just to set up. I'm gonna have to be careful, you don't want that sugar to burn on there too bad. Alright, gonna pull this out, just use this other piece of cast iron here just to set it on for right now. There we go. Certainly got some color on there. A little bit dark there. She feels pretty good though. Some nice color. I'm excited to try this. But just for the last little bit here, like I said, I'm just going to drizzle a bit of the hot honey over these and get them back in just for a couple of minutes. Alright, there we go. Pop this back in just for another minute. And then I think we'll be ready to pull these out. Alright, there we go. Got that last log lit up. Keep spinning this here for the last couple of minutes just so we don't burn anything up too bad here. Let that hot honey kind of get everywhere. Okay, let's get this pork belly out of the dome. Alright, and there you have it. Looks pretty good. Definitely got some dark color on the outside fat cap there. Try to manage that heat the best I can. I think it's still going to be pretty tasty. We'll find out in just a second here. But looks good to me. So I'm just going to set this down here, let this rest for just a couple of minutes. Why not give it an extra little touch of the hot honey here. And we're just going to let this rest for a minute. We'll meet you back when we're ready to slice on in. Okay, the pork belly's been resting out here for a few minutes now, and I think it's time to slice in and give these a try. Now, I'm just going to use the skewer to hold it in place here. Turn this around. It's a nice little slice, very tender. Definitely got a little chart on the fat, but I think it's going to be tasty. So let's give it a try. Cheers. That is delicious. Holy crap. Let me snag this end piece here real quick. Certainly a little charry on the outside there, but I think it tastes fantastic. Let me get another couple slices off of here. Nice and tender, super juicy. Definitely got a nice little sweet heatness from our rub. A little savory of the garlic onion and the Mike's hot honey for sure. Definitely adds a really great touch to it in the end. But there you are, nice pork belly, cooked till crispy, juicy, in the dome with the wood fire. We got our forged Churrasco V Skewer here that we cooked over a cast iron pan to keep it levitated, and I think it turned out pretty good. I definitely got a little room for improvement there, of course, but for a first time trying something like this, first time breaking out the new Churrasco skewer, I think it turned out real good. Ton of fun. And let me grab one more of these. Maybe one more. That is unreal. I can't wait to eat some more of this, but I do appreciate you guys sticking around again for another video. Super fun one on the dome. Like I said, trying something new, and I want to try to keep that going for sure in the future. See what else we can come up with to try and cook in the dome. And if you want to hang around for that, please hit that subscribe button, stick around, and feel free to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. I certainly had a good time, and feel free to get out there and grill up some goodness for yourselves.